Hey guys, it's Aislinn, and in today's video we're going to bleach my roots. It has been quite a while since I've touched up my regrowth, and it is that time. So we're going to go ahead and bleach my roots today and touch that up. I already have my lightener mixed to the consistency that I like. I mix it 1 to 1.5 ratio. And like always, I'm using my Schwarzkopf Blonde Me 9 levels of lift, and I'm using the 20 volume dedicated developer. I love this lightener. I've said it a million times. It works so good at lifting your hair, and also it already has bond enforcing in it, so it kind of already has Olaplex worked into it. I'm wearing my hair bleaching shirt, so don't worry, I'm not ruining a good shirt. You guys know I like to saturate my hair with oil before I start applying the bleach, so I'm just gonna go in with my Moroccan Sleek oil, and I'm gonna put this all over my ends. My hair is also pretty greasy too at my root area because I've purposely not washed my hair for the past 5 days. My hair always lifts better and it feels better if I don't wash it within like a week of me bleaching my roots. Also, if you have a sensitive scalp, it definitely helps to not wash your hair before you bleach it. Oil is now in my hair, combed through really well. I put the mirror behind me so I can see the back of my head. I also turned off my ring light because if I leave my ring light on, it creates a glare in that mirror and I can't see the back of my head very well. So now we're going to start applying the bleach, and I'm gonna give you guys a little life update, talk to you about what's going on in my life, and we're just gonna hang out. My hair color has faded a lot. It's been a month since I did the split dye blue and green, so I haven't changed it. I haven't done any color removers or anything. I've just been washing my hair normally, and this is how the color has faded out. It's faded pretty well, especially the blue side. You know, blue always just sticks in your hair so bad, and this color actually came out pretty good. And it also canceled out a lot of those brassy orange tones that I have underneath this. So now it's just kind of like an ashy brown shade. And honestly, you can't really see where my regrowth line is. Whereas on this side, you can clearly see where that line of demarcation from my hair growing out is. This side, it just blends in really nicely because this color is like an ashy brownish blue shade, which is apparently very close to my natural color. A lot of you guys have been asking about a mouse update. I've seen so many comments on all different types of my videos asking like, have you found any more mice? Like, what's the mouse situation? We have not found any more. It's been months now, and we are 100% mouse free. I'm guessing it was just like a fluke. I read online that older mice will try and get into your home and kind of assess the situation and see if they can then come here and have babies here. So I'm guessing that's what had happened. They were just scoping out the area, and I caught them very quickly before they could like settle in, because of course, like I said, I'm like very paranoid about that, and also my house isn't dirty, so I notice when things are a mess, or I notice if there's mouse droppings or anything like that. I'm super aware of. So they didn't have the time to settle in and make this their home, thank goodness. If they would have wound up settling in and making this their home, I would have had to call an exterminator, which would have made me really sad. But with mice, they just get so out of hand very quickly. If you don't take care of them, then they just continue to breed and multiply like crazy. So you have to take care of the situation very quickly and efficiently. Thankfully, I did not have to harm any little mice, and everything's good, and I didn't have to call a extermination company. All the mice were fine. They had a little bit of trauma from my cat, you know, flinging them around and chasing them around the house. But that is very minimal trauma compared to what a lot of other mice go through. I've also had a lot of people comment that I'm looking smaller, or that I've looked like I've lost a lot of weight. Comments like that, or on Instagram, I've gotten quite a few DMs like congratulating me on my weight loss, or asking me if I ever plan on talking about my weight loss and what I'm doing, making videos on it. And I've pretty sure I've said this one other time a while ago. And no, I don't plan on making any videos about weight loss and how I'm losing weight or anything like that. It is healthy. I'm just eating healthy and stuff like that, doing it the right way. But I'm not gonna make any videos on it. Originally, when I first started losing weight, I thought that I would, but I've decided not to. I'm not a doctor. What I do might not work for you and stuff like that, so I'm definitely not going to talk about it, but I do appreciate you guys, like, you know, congratulating me because I have worked really hard on it. It wasn't something that came easy. I definitely put in the work to see the results. And as of right now, I'm not at my goal weight yet. I still have quite a few pounds to lose to get to my goal weight, but I'm actually like becoming very happy with my body, which is kind of a first. I haven't been okay with like my size since high school. And I'm obviously still considered overweight, and I'm still not where I would like to be with my goal weight. But I've kind of just decided to start appreciating my body for what it is while it's at the stage it's at. Like I said, I don't have my goal body. I'm definitely not where I want to be. But I decided I'm just going to wear what I want to wear regardless. I'm still going to dress how I want to dress. I'm not going to be ashamed if I want to wear a crop top or even wearing shorts. I've always been like really scared and nervous to wear shorts in public, and I'm not gonna be scared anymore. I'm just gonna put on whatever I wanna put on, and I'm gonna go out about in the world, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and if people don't like it and they have a problem with it, then that's on them. But I'm just going to start being more comfortable in my body and wear the clothes that I wanna wear, and wear the clothes that are socially acceptable for thin people to wear. Nobody thinks twice when thin people wear clothes like that, but for some reason, I always feel like people stare at me when I do. So I'm just not gonna care anymore, and I haven't been. I've literally been wearing what I want, and it does still make me insecure to go out in public, but I just don't care. I do it anyway, and I like force myself to get a little uncomfortable, so that way in the end I become more comfortable, and it's working, let me tell you. It's a hot girl summer, and your bitch is a hot girl, and she's gonna wear what she wants to wear. I talked about in one of my other videos how I am fully vaccinated now. I got Moderna. I didn't really like choose what specific vaccine I wanted. I just chose whatever was earliest and whatever was the most available to me. So I'm glad I went with Moderna though. After doing some research, I would have went with Moderna anyway. And I'm fully vaccinated. I've been fully vaccinated for like 2.5 weeks now. But by the time you're seeing this, I will be vaccinated for like months. And it feels fantastic. It's a little confusing for me because since being fully vaccinated, the CDC has released new guidelines on what fully vaccinated people are allowed to do. Like, for instance, we don't have to wear masks indoors or outdoors. We can gather with a lot of people or a little bit of people. It doesn't matter as long as everyone is fully vaccinated. Like, you don't have to wear a mask anymore if you don't want to, unless it's on like public transportation or in small closed confined areas or hospitals, things like that. They still want you to wear a mask. But for the most part, going in the store and all that stuff, CDC is not requiring you to wear a mask, and they say you don't need to if you're fully vaccinated, which is so nice to hear for me. Like, I have become such a fan of the masks, to be honest, and I feel like a lot of people have. Like, we've just grown accustomed to them, and it's kind of nice to wear them. But also, I wear glasses most of the time, and it fogs up my glasses really bad, and it makes it hard for me to see. And also, it is a little bit more difficult to breathe with a mask on. It's nice to just breathe fresh air. And also, I miss smiling at people. Like, that's one thing that really... I still smile at people with masks on. And I'm like, after I do it, I'm like, why did you do that? They literally can't even see that you're smiling. I'm just hoping they can tell by my eye expression when I smile that I'm smiling at them instead of just staring at them. I'm excited to start smiling at people again, you know, and just being friendly. That I miss that aspect of not wearing a mask. So I'm not sure yet if I'm going to completely stop wearing one or how I feel about the situation. I think I'm just going to see how other people are handling it and kind of go from there. I feel like I've earned the incentive to go in public without a mask on, you know. I feel really proud, and also all of my friends, everyone I know got vaccinated, and I was just so proud of all of them, and it makes me so happy and proud that they're my friends, you know? Like, as soon as vaccinations started opening up in Indiana, I sent them all the link, and I was like, get vaccinated, here's the link, here, just sign up and do it. And literally, all of them got vaccinated, and they're all fully vaccinated now, which is incredible. Honestly, my friends all wanted to get vaccinated, but they're kind of lazy, you know what I'm saying? They need a little nudge to kind of do things in life, which is fine. That's me. Hello, I'm your nudge. I will help you out. So they all are fully vaccinated, and I love that for us. And because all my friends got vaccinated, we're all now able to hang out together, and we're able to have like 4th of July party or whatever. We're allowed to gather this summer, and I don't have to feel bad about it, and I'm complying with CDC guidelines. It just is a great feeling to have. I'm filming this the week before Memorial Day weekend, and I actually rented a large lake house in Michigan, and me and all of my friends are going to go stay up there for Memorial Day weekend. I'm really excited about it. And I've never been to a casino or anything like that, and there are a few casinos up in Michigan, so I think we might go to a casino, and I might have my first casino experience at the age of 26. I feel like it's gonna be so much fun. We're staying Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, so we're gonna be there 4 days and 3 nights, and it has a pool and a hot tub, and it's on the lake, so it overlooks Lake Michigan, and it looks so pretty. I'm really excited about it, and I feel like it's gonna be so much fun. A lot of these friends I only see like once or twice a year. They're my friends from high school, so we don't see each other very often, and we don't live by each other, so I don't get to see them that often. So I decided that we should all just, you know, plan a little getaway for the holiday weekend. And also, most of my friends' birthdays are in May. Like, there's 4 people who are going on this trip who all have birthdays in May, so I kind of like planned it as like a birthday getaway for all of them. So I'm getting like birthday decorations, and I'm just going all overboard and extra. This is like the first party that we're able to do. Everyone's vaccinated, and it's just like, you know, a good start to the summer and things starting to get back to normal, and it just feels so nice to be able to do these things. So I'm going a little overboard. Like I said, it's their birthday, so it's gonna be like a birthday celebration, 4-day getaway for everyone in this really nice lake house. And since we're celebrating birthdays, I need a cake, right? Like, I obviously have to have a cake for everyone, and there's like 10 or 11 of us going. So I was going to place a cake order with a bakery that's near there, and I was gonna get like a really nice 3-tiered cake, and it was going to be so cute, and it was going to match the theme of the party and everything. Well, I went to their website, and they are no longer accepting like cake orders for summer. They're just so busy because they're like a really, really good, nice bakery. So they're not accepting custom cake orders. So I was like, well, crap. So I looked at other bakeries, but I couldn't find any other bakeries that were nearby where we're staying. So I decided I'm going to make the cake. Have I ever made a cake 3-tiered or any type of cake other than in a little pan before? No, I have not. But I have been doing so much research, okay? I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos on cake making and how to stack and tier cakes and frost them and do all of this stuff. So I feel like I'm capable, and I feel like a baker. I mean, we're gonna find out how that goes. But I've just like, I sketched out this extravagant cake, and it looks cute. Will I be able to do it? I have faith in myself. I really do. I think I'll be able to do it. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of research, taking notes of what I'm supposed to do, and I've been watching cake videos for like a month now. So I feel pretty confident about that. And if you guys ever want to see things like that in my life, follow my Instagram, because I will definitely be posting pictures on my Instagram. Also, if you hear squeaking, it is not me farting, it is this chair. I need to WD-40 it very, very badly. Maybe I'll have my husband do that when he gets home from work, because it is just the squeakiest chair. I got it for free on the side of the road because I needed a chair for filming, and it just squeaks all the time. And sometimes when I'm editing, it sounds like I farted a little bit, even though I didn't. But it sounds like I do. Okay, time for the front parts, which are the best and the easiest. Also, I have no idea what I'm doing in regards to my hair. I have a hair color that I'm gonna do tomorrow. I know for sure what I'm doing this time, but after that, I have no idea. I really want to focus on pastels this summer. Like, I feel like I haven't done very many pastel looks. You guys know I just prefer like vivid neon in your face. So I really want to try and do some pastel looks this summer, maybe some holographic pastels or just some cool different variations of pastels. The problem is this side is no longer light enough to be able to do pastel shades on. This side is still white under there, but you guys saw the process. This is like very brassy. It's definitely not light enough to do pastels. I'm kind of hoping that throughout the summer as I swim, the rest of this black color that's on here will come out. Also, I'm gonna be doing more hair color removers this summer. I already have plans of hair color removers and stuff like that. So I'm hoping at some point within the next couple months, the rest of this comes out and it comes back to like a nice blonde shade, so that way I can start doing some pastels. Also, pastels fade very quickly, especially when swimming, so I'll be able to dye my hair a lot and not have to worry about trying to remove it, which means more hair dyeing videos for you guys, which is awesome. The hair color that I am doing tomorrow is the one that I said you guys are gonna kill me for. I literally can't wait to read the comments. You guys are just gonna rip me a fucking new one. I already know. You're gonna be like, girl, what are you doing? I can't wait to hear you guys shit talk me. It's okay though, I have a plan. I'm a girl with a plan. Don't worry about it, y'all. Don't worry. I got stuff under control. Look how pretty this rainbow piece is fading. Like the only colors that are left are like the pink and the blue. I feel like my roots grew out a lot more this time than last time. Like I waited the same amount of time to bleach my roots as the first time, but for some reason I feel like they just grew out so much more. Which in the summer months your hair does grow faster, which is interesting. We love summer. Oh, you guys want to know something that is so messed up, and I literally was very, very upset when this happened. Oh, just talking about it irritates me to my center and my core. I like to take social media breaks sometimes, especially like being involved in this world and it's my job. It's really nice to just disconnect for a while, take a break, be centered in nature, be outdoors, not be on your phone all the time, you know, and just take a break for a week or a couple days, whatever floats your boat. But it is good to just detox from social media for a little bit. So I was doing another one of my social media breaks. And when I do them, I delete all the apps off my phone, because if the apps are on there, my muscle memory automatically just goes and opens the apps. It's just like, you know, you're addicted to it and your muscle memory just automatically goes to those apps. So I delete them so that way I can't open them when I'm supposed to be taking a little break. And so I deleted Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff. So then I was done with my little break and I was going to go post a TikTok. So I logged on to TikTok and I had like over 20 drafts. All of them were gone. They were all deleted. There was no drafts anymore. And I was like, where did they go? I didn't think it was a big deal. So then I Googled like, where are my drafts? I deleted the app and I can't find my drafts. And TikTok deletes all of your drafts when you uninstall the app off of your phone. Which, that is so unbelievable to me. How are you going to be a social media app and want people to use your app, and then when people have drafts, you're going to delete them if they delete the app? That is so messed up, and ever since I found out that it deleted all of my drafts, I have been so over TikTok. I honestly don't even want to use the app anymore, because I feel like an app that is so messed up like that, like I was trying to better my mental health. I was trying to take a little break to try and better myself and stuff like that, and basically it kind of feels like there's repercussions if you decide to not use their app. If you decide to delete it off of your phone, they're going to be like, well, you can delete it, but just know everything you've worked so hard for the past few months will be gone. So do you really want to delete it, or do you want to keep it there on your phone so that way you can keep all of your drafts? That is so messed up to me, and I am just like so uninterested now. I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't think I'm going to be using TikTok again. I don't even want to re-download it because it just pissed me off so much. Like, you didn't make me want to keep the app on my phone and re-download it and never delete it again. You made me never want to download it, period, and just stay off of it. I just feel like that's really messed up. I had drafts on there that I had been working on since November, in December. Like, I had things on there that I had been working on. I was documenting all my hair colors, every single hair color I did since January. I had ones that were taken in the middle of winter when it was snowing, and that way I could take some in the middle of summer when everything's green and sunny. I mean, all of it was gone. And TikTok's hard. Like, you have to do transitions and stuff. It just set me off. I was like, you know what? F you, TikTok. So I don't know if I'm going to be going back on there or not. It's been really nice, honestly, not being on there. I also found, which I feel like a lot of you guys relate if you're on TikTok, you just find yourself scrolling for hours and hours, and it's just so mindless and like mind-numbing. You're just sitting there scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and time just flies by. And I could be spending that time in reality, filled with people I love and my cats and everything. So I am off of TikTok for now. I still have my account if you want to follow it. Might be posting something in the future, but I'm not for sure yet. Right now, I'm just very angry with TikTok. So I am boycotting it for a while because I just think that's so messed up. Anyway, rant's over. We're gonna move on because it just gets me a little fired up. I gotta mix up some more lightener. These roots were, they were really out there. I do want to talk about something that's a little sad, very sad and very heartbreaking, and I hope I don't cry because it's just, every time I think about it, it really makes me very sad. But I do want to tell you guys about it because I think it's important. Maybe it can help someone else, and also it's a big part of my life these past couple days and what me and my husband and my family has been going through. So my husband, he works a normal 9-to-5 job. He's a forklift driver, and he works here in town, and obviously he has coworkers. Everyone who works has coworkers. Well, last weekend, one of his coworkers passed away, and she wasn't just one of his coworkers, she was his friend. Like, he only likes 2 people he works with, and she is one of them. She was one of them. My husband is not a very emotional person. He doesn't cry very often. I can count on both hands probably how many times I've seen him cry. And most of the time it has something to do with like me or when his dad passed away. You know, I've only seen him cry in very serious, heartbreaking instances. And I've never seen him so torn up about a coworker, you know what I mean? It really made me really sad. So Friday he went to work and everything was fine, and then Friday night after work she was on her motorcycle and she was hit by a car and she died, which is horrible. If you guys didn't know, my husband has a motorcycle and he also rides, and I've rode with him and stuff like that. Also, the coworker who passed away was not just his coworker, his friend, but she went to high school with me. She graduated in my class, and we were friends when we were younger. Now this was like in middle school, elementary school, we were friends. We weren't friends in high school, but she was an amazing person, you guys. Let me tell you, there's not one person in the world who hated her. Like, she was just the best. Like, she really was just like an amazing person. And she was 26. Her birthday was in a week. She was gonna be 27, and she died because someone was careless on the road and hit her while she was on her motorcycle. It was not her fault, and people just aren't aware of motorcycles on the road. And the whole circumstance is very, very messed up, and it tore my husband apart because, you know, I feel like coworkers, you kind of know better than even family, and you see them more often. You know, you see your coworkers every single day, you talk to them about everything going on in your life, and you get to know those people better than your friends or your family in a lot of cases. And that's how it was with him. And I think it also like really tore him up because this is the first time he's lost someone where they were here one minute and they were gone the next. With his dad, he had cancer, and so it was a long process, and we knew it was coming, so we had time for closure. We knew that it was going to happen. When someone so young just dies without warning so tragically, it hurts harder. Like, it really messes with you. And, you know, I told Aaron, like, that could have been you. He rides his motorcycle all the time. That literally could have been you. She had no involvement in what happened to her. It was done to her by someone else. Even if she was being precautious and she did everything she could to avoid the situation, it was someone else being reckless that took her life. I think it was harder for Aaron because they had just worked together that day and then she was gone. Erin told me that week they were talking and she was saying how she didn't think she would live to be old. She thought she was gonna die young, and then this happened like a few days later. Also, like, so many good things were going on in her life. Like, she had a fiance. They had just gotten their first place together. They had just gotten a puppy. Like, their lives were going really well. And also, she sold her bike last week, and she was riding her dad's bike the night that she had passed away because she was going to buy a better bike and a nicer one. So she had just sold her old one, and she was riding her dad's bike because she didn't have one at the time. And it's just, so many things make the situation so much more heart-wrenching. The fact that she was just a good person makes it all so much worse. Sorry, I'm trying really hard not to cry and like keep it together because I'm really tired of crying. What I've noticed growing up and as I've become an adult is it always seems like the good people die young. Literally, every person that I've known who has died was an amazing person and did not deserve it. And then I know so many people who are just pieces of shit and they always live the longest, and it's so messed up, and it just like makes me lose even more faith in the world, you know? It just really sucks that she was just an amazing person, you know? And she was just so friendly and so nice to everyone, and she was so accepting, and it really is earth-shattering. And my husband was just so messed up. I haven't seen him like that in a long time, and it just, you know, he worked by her every day, and they talked every day, and they just talked that day, and now she's not here anymore. After this happened, I talked with Erin, and I was like, you know, that could have been you. It could be you still. I told him that I think he needs to think about if he wants his motorcycle, if he wants to continue riding, knowing the risk. I mean, obviously you hear every day about people dying in motorcycle accidents, and look out for motorcycles, look twice, it might save a life, like all this stuff. But when it hits you home, it affects you in a different way. So Erin was like, I'm thinking about selling my bike, and I said, I think that's a good idea. I really think you should consider whether it's worth the risk or not, because it could happen to you. No matter how good you are at driving, people are reckless, and it's very dangerous. And so he took a couple days, and he decided that he does want to sell his motorcycle, which I applaud him for. I think it's a wise decision, and it's just not worth the risk because, like I said, other people drive like idiots. Also, I had this really weird feeling because a couple months ago I was getting tattooed, and my tattoo artist has a motorcycle, and he, you know, drives and all that stuff. And I was talking to him about it, and I was like, you know, asking him about his motorcycle and if he had been riding it and stuff like that. And he said no, that he actually is selling it because as he's gotten older, he's realized how dangerous it is and how easily it is to die on a motorcycle, and he just doesn't want to take that risk. And I was like, wow. So that started my wheels turning months ago, thinking about Erin and if he should be having a motorcycle and how dangerous it actually is. Like, if my tattoo artist is telling me he's selling his because he's worried about how dangerous it is, it just started that thought in my mind of like, oh, my husband drives a motorcycle, like that's scary, and now I'm thinking about it. And then when his friend just died, it just amplified everything and really sealed the deal for me. And I just felt like it was the world telling me that my husband should probably get rid of his motorcycle. If now I've had 2 instances where people around me have had weird circumstances with motorcycles, and it just felt like it was the world telling me that he should probably not be riding his motorcycle or else he could lose his life, is how I took it. So I obviously didn't pressure him. I didn't say, please don't ride your motorcycle anymore, like you need to sell it, I don't want you riding. I didn't say anything like that. It was completely Erin's decision to get rid of his motorcycle, and I think it was a wise one. I feel like, why take the risk? Like, if it's going to increase your chances of dying, why do it, is how I feel. And I told him maybe one day we can get property and we can get a couple 4-wheelers and stuff like that. I just don't think it's worth the risk. And now him having such a hard time with his coworker passing and his friend passing, it just really made him decide to. So he's actually posting his bike for sale tomorrow, and I think it's a good decision. So her viewing and stuff is this week, and I just feel so bad for my husband. I just can't even imagine how hard it is for him. Like, it just has to be so traumatizing. I've never had a coworker die, and it wasn't just a coworker, it was his friend. So it just sucks. It just really, really sucks, and there's nothing you can do about it, and it's a part of life, but it's rough. It's so rough. I'm really sorry to dampen the mood for you guys. I don't mean to be like making all of you sad. It's just, you know, that's a huge part of my life that just happened a couple days ago, and that's the most current thing that's going on and that I'm having to deal with, and I like to share that stuff with you guys. Also, I want to talk about it because if you guys are on the road, if you drive a motorcycle, please be so careful. Like, look twice, look 3 times. If you see a motorcycle, if you hear one, be so cautious, because you could be taking away someone's loved one, or you could also be in danger yourself. So just be so careful. If you ride motorcycles, please, please, please look out for other people. The guy who hit her was uninjured. He's totally fine and living his best 61-year-old life, while our 26-year-old friend is now dead. So please be careful and look out for people on motorcycles, because it saves lives if you do that. I will move on to something more lighthearted and more funny. I'm really sorry. I'm like sorry for bringing down the mood, but also I'm not, because it's something that I'm dealing with, and talking about it makes me feel a little bit better. And hopefully me saying that will make you guys be more cautious when you drive and make you be a little bit more aware of motorcycles. Moving on to something more lighthearted and kind of funny. You know my cat, Cosmo, my little orange boy, he needed to get microchipped at the vet. By the way, I'm just going through here and cross-checking and making sure I didn't miss anything. But he needed to go to the vet to get microchipped. He also needed to get some testing done for feline leukemia and just regular vaccinations and stuff like that. And he has not been to the vet since he was like 6 months old, and he's 4 years old now. So it's a new experience for him. He doesn't know about the vet. I'm sure he doesn't remember from that long ago, and also he was knocked out when he went, so you know, when he was neutered, he probably doesn't really remember the experience. So yeah, I had to take him, and I was worried because he's a hellion. He is an evil little boy, and he likes to be in control, and he likes to determine what's going on in the house. He rules this roost, and I am just living in it. He's the ruler, and I am his servant. I was a little worried taking him to the vet. I had no idea what was going to go on, and let me tell you, I wasn't expecting how horrible it went. They tried giving him vaccine, and they needed 3 drops of blood to make sure he didn't have feline leukemia and just to run those tests on him. Oh no, they couldn't even get the needle anywhere near my boy because he was just throwing his body everywhere, kicking, hissing, biting, scratching. They had to go get another nurse in, so there was the vet and 2 nurses surrounding him. They tried putting him in a towel. He was absolutely not having it, and there was no way in hell that they were going to get anything done on my poor boy. So they just decided to do the regular checkup, and then they gave me drugs and sent him home and said, drug him, and we'll try this again in a week. And I said, oh, okay. I was mortified. I kept apologizing to them profusely. I was like, I'm so sorry he's acting this way. Like, he doesn't act this way at home. I'm really sorry. I've never seen him be this upset and outraged. Like, I just kept apologizing profusely to them. I felt like a horrible cat mom. He was throwing a tantrum and trying to scratch them and bite them and fight for his life. So they still needed to do just a regular external exam, which is literally all they do is listen to his heartbeat, check his butt. They feel down the spine to make sure there's no lumps and everything feels okay. No needles, no holding him down, no nothing. He just sits there and the doctor listens to his heart, feels him, pets him a little bit, and everything's good. Well, that did not happen. He was so traumatized by them trying to pin him down and get blood from him, he wouldn't even let the vet touch him anymore. We finally were able to do the external exam, and the only way it was possible was for me to be in his face. So I was looking at Cosmo, and I was like, hi buddy, it's okay. And I had to baby talk him in his face and just pet him and love on him so that way the doctor could touch his spine and listen to his heartbeat. And then while I was talking to him so the doctor could do the exam, the nurse, the vet tech, was like, "Oh, he's a mama's boy." And my heart sank. I literally was so traumatized, you guys. Oh my God. I literally was like, no, I've raised a mama's boy. I really did that. You know, everyone hates mama's boys, and here I am, and my poor baby has become a mama's boy, and he won't even let anyone touch him unless mama's talking to him. And I felt so stupid and so bad, and they called me out. They called me out and called my baby a mama's boy. Were they wrong? Absolutely not. That is my little buddy, and he is a mama's boy. But, you know, still stung a little bit to hear those words leave her mouth. Slapped me in the face a little bit. So then a week later, we tried to do it again, and I gave him his gabapentin. I gave him one the night before and one the morning of, and it was a success, you guys. It was great. He was still a little apprehensive and was still, you know, fighting a tiny bit, but I told them multiple times, give him food. If you give him food, he will be so much more behaved. But they weren't listening to me, and I kept trying to tell them, like, food. Like, he is the biggest foodie. He's crazy about food. His whole existence literally is around food. And so finally they listened to me, and once they gave him food, he was so fine. He didn't care about anything anymore. They were able to draw his blood and do the tests they need. He got microchipped. They gave him all of his vaccines. And they did everything they needed to do. And it was a much better experience than before, let me tell you that. Except for, I do have to say, before they gave him food and before I was up in his face baby talking him, he did kick the needle out of the doctor's hand. Like he was ready to stab him, and Cosmo kicked the doctor's hand and the needle went flying across the room. And I could not believe it. Literally my jaw dropped and I was just like, again, traumatized, reliving the same experience. It was awful and I felt so bad and I was just apologizing profusely. They had to get new needles 2 times because he had done that 2 times. He was way better. I mean, he still wasn't an angel, but he was able to sit there long enough for them to do everything they needed to do. And the food really, really helped. And as soon as they gave him the soft cat food and the doctor saw how he had reacted with it, he looked at the vet tech and was like, write that down in his file. Make sure we give him food every time he comes here. And I was like, oh my God, my cat is a fat mama's boy and I'm so sad. The first time I took him, I had to do it by myself because my husband had work. And I was so traumatized by how bad he was. I told my husband, I was like, listen, we got a follow-up appointment in a week for the same thing because we couldn't get anything done today. And I need you to call off work. You're going to have to leave work early so you can come with me because I cannot manage this child by myself. I need you to witness how horrible he was and the type of trauma that I had to endure. So my husband left work the second time so that way he could come with me and help me because he is a lot to handle, and it was very difficult to do it all on my own. I tried to reassure the nurses and the vet. I was like, I have 2 other cats, and they're angels. They would never act like this. They are the most pure, innocent angel babies in the world, and there's just something a little off with him. Like, there's just something a little different about my boy. The vet literally told me that he knows he's hot shit. Like, the vet was telling me stuff that I already knew. He was like, Cosmo can tell that he's super handsome and he knows he's hot shit, which is part of the reason why he has such an attitude and why he's so arrogant and like he thinks he's the man of the hour and all this stuff. And I was like, you nailed that right on the head. That is exactly how he acts. He thinks he is the hottest shit in the world and he is the master and the ruler of all. That's what's been going on in my life. It's been a crazy past couple months, like insane. All right, so I am almost done cross-checking everything. I just have this small section to do right here. So I'm gonna finish that up set my timer for 30 minutes, and I'll be back to show you how light my roots got. I'm really curious to know how this is gonna react in this area. I'm hoping that maybe it flushes out some of this brassy blonde up and through here. So I'm hoping like maybe it gets rid of some of this leftover color. My ends are a lot lighter than like this middle area. So hopefully the bleach swells a little bit and knocks out some of that leftover color. All right, I'm gonna set my timer and I'll see you guys in a split second. All right, I'm back and my hair lifted really, really nicely. As always, when I use that lightener, it lifts incredibly. So here's what we're working with. It is just a beautiful platinum pale blonde. So this side is way lighter than it was. Like, I like this color. It's actually not that bad. It's like just an ashy blonde on the bottom. But up here, that red that I had underneath this blue is still peeking through a little bit. You can see some of the peachy tones right here where I overlapped the bleach. Then we still have a little bit of blue left over here. Back here, it's not as prominent. Like this area is a lot lighter than like this section. But overall, it did a great job, and this canvas will work really well with my next hair color, which I'm so excited to show you guys. That is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely stay tuned for my next hair color. I can't wait for you guys to see it and see your reaction. Don't forget to check out my Instagram. I post way more of my everyday life on there, and also if you want to see what hair color I'm doing, check my Instagram because I guarantee you I will have already shown it on there. The link to that is in the description down below. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much, and until next time guys, stay weird. Goodbye.